am a super high energy person. And I've been told in the past that you're a lot and we're just not like you. Correct. Hey, I'm Gem, like a gemstone, and I'm a Kiwi, aka a New Zealander, living in the States, changing people's lives and businesses. How? Well, I'm a boho boss babe, and with my 16 years experience in the law of attraction, 8 years owning my fitness business, and 5 years as a 200-hour yoga and meditation teacher, I combine my mind, body, and soul practices with my proven business strategy and strengths to help you make more money, live in alignment and flow, give you your time back, and live a rich and enriched life of your dreams, because you deserve to be healthy, wealthy, and happy. So if you're ready to learn how to shift your mindset, attract what you want, create boundaries, avoid burnout, delegate, manage your teams, empower your staff, strategize and restructure your business, market and sell, find new streams of income, and create the balanced, fulfilled life of your dreams, then grab your coffee or tea and enjoy this episode of the Gem Body Mind podcast. Health, wealth, and happiness in 2021. So who achieved all their health, wealth, and happiness goals in 2020? It was a bit of a doozy for some, but then also a phenomenal year for others. We're going to make sure that no matter what happens in our external environment, that 2021 is going to be filled with great health, abundant wealth, and extreme happiness. So how do we make sure of this? Well, it all begins with you. 80% of outcome is determined by our mindset and 20% by strategy and action. You can have all the money in the world and have a successful business, but be extremely unhappy because you don't feel worthy, or something in your childhood turned you into a workaholic because you felt like you had to prove something to everyone in your whole life, that you wind up alone because your spouse left you because you didn't spend enough time with them. So it all begins in the mind and in your perception of everything that happens around you. Health begins in here, wealth begins in here, and happiness is here. Your mind is going to determine your reality. Why is it that 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within a few years? Their mindset. They sabotage the whole thing because of money blocks formed in childhood years, not feeling worthy of the money, feeling uncomfortable with that level of financial abundance, or they feel guilty for having more than they need. So how do we make sure that our mindset is set at the right level for success in all areas of our life? Well, first, I want you to understand that we run 95% from our subconscious mind every day. Out of that 95%, 70% was formed based upon negative experiences in our past. So we're basically wired to think negatively as a natural reaction. Funny how earlier I mentioned that 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt? Coincidence? So we must try to live as much from our conscious mind as possible. This is where we get to choose how we think, feel, and act rather than reacting from limiting beliefs, small views, bad behaviors and habits, and where we run the risk of self-sabotaging because of our lack of self-worth or some other trauma. So how do we live more from the conscious mind? Well, we must practice being present. You can do this in the form of meditation, breath work, mindfulness, body scanning, thinking about the muscle we're working when we're in the gym, actively listening to people, not watching TV whilst you're eating, catching yourself when you think something negative and choosing a better thought in that moment. So let's give this a try. If you feel comfortable to do so, we're going to do a really quick breathing exercise. So close your eyes, take a big deep breath in, and release. Let's do that again. Big deep breath in and release. Now breathe normally. When I say, you're going to breathe in for a count of 3, and I will count. Hold for a count of 3, release for a count of 3, and then hold again for a count of 3. And we'll do a few rounds just like that. Okay, so let's go. Inhale for a count of 3, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, inhale, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, Exhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Now take a big deep breath in. Open mouth, release that. Open your eyes. Now, how present and calm do you feel right now? Can you imagine doing that every morning instead of waking up with your kid pulling at your hair or your spouse asking where the cereal is or your phone pinging constantly? We must practice being more present. And with the above techniques, the best time to do this is first thing in the morning when a whole day of work stuff or home stuff isn't swirling around in your brain. It's also a part of self-care. Starting your day for you and creating a morning routine where you serve yourself first and get to choose the frame of mind you want to be in will ensure you don't start your day in reactive mode with adrenaline surging all around your body from the get-go. I get up 2 hours before I have to show up for anybody else. Yes, I have made it such a priority that I get up very early to get it in. I meditate, usually with the app Insight Timer, or I will just sit and breathe, or I'll do a body scan. Sometimes, not all the time, I will actually write in my journal in present tense, meaning I write like my dreams and desires have already happened. This is manifesting 101. Feeling like you already have the thing that you want. You know, as an example, in October 2019, I actually wrote a fake check out to myself for $50,000 dated August 2020. I looked at that check every day. It was right in front of my laptop. I imagined that it was already mine. I felt like it was already in my possession. I did the daily work and adjusted my energy. Fast forward to August 2020, when I opened up my bank account, and there, staring back at me, was a fresh deposit for $56,500. So why is it important to feel like you already have it when you don't? Your body only knows energy, and energy is what you create with your thoughts and feelings. Your heart creates an electromagnetic field, energy, several feet from the body. Your thoughts create feelings and emotions. Negative feelings have a chaotic charge, irregular heartbeat, heart palpitations, low frequency. Positive feelings put out a very ordered, high frequency wave. That high frequency wave syncs with similar waves, other positive people. They work like a magnet, attracting what we want, what we're thinking, and what we're feeling. You're always manifesting. You're manifesting right now. It doesn't stop. But what are you manifesting? Chaos or positivity and opportunity? The answer is, well, what are you thinking? Because your thoughts tell you how you should feel. I think, therefore I am. So you see how thoughts create our reality because they create our frequency, which determines the experience we're having in life and what we're attracting back into it. Our mind will tell us if we're happy or sad. Our subconscious programming will most likely lead you down the sad path more often than not. So we must practice living out of our conscious as much as possible so that we can choose our reality and choose to be happy in 2021. So now that we've all agreed that we have the power to choose our happy, that we must live more from our conscious mind because our subconscious programming will continue to sabotage our efforts, that we must create a morning routine of self-care and practice so that we can manifest the right things every day and show up as our best self. So let's now talk about physical health beyond our mindset health. Because again, if your mind isn't right, you will quit any workout program you've set out to do. You will binge on ice cream or chips and sabotage your diet. You will make excuses. And then you'll continue the vicious cycle of starting and quitting forever. I want you to ask yourself, what is your why? Why do you want to be healthy? Why do you want to be fit? Why do you want to lose weight or gain muscle? Why? Your why has to be emotionally disturbing enough that it motivates you every day until you've created a new lifestyle. Getting ready for a wedding usually doesn't cut it. It's not long term. You've set an end date. Therefore, after that date, it's free for all again. For instance, when I used to compete in bodybuilding, after I had reached the date of the competition, I went on a mad binge, which continued for months, and I ended up with severe case of binge eating disorder. And to top that off, panic attack disorder to boot. My why wasn't strong enough. Just getting to the stage wasn't reason enough to stay healthy. I completely sabotaged everything I had worked so hard for. Why? Because I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel loved due to incidences in my past. I reached a goal and succeeded, and then crapped all over it so that I could return to feeling inadequate where I was comfortable. Inadequacy was a feeling I was comfortable living in. It was familiar. When I felt love or achieved something great, it felt uncomfortable, so I would ruin it somehow. Again, I'm going to refer back to the lottery winners. Feeling uncomfortable and unfamiliar with that level of currency. So what do? They get rid of it somehow, so they can return to the familiar, poor, or average, or whatever it was before they won. If they don't deal with what's going on in here, they'll stay stuck at an income level they feel comfortable in. If you haven't read the book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks yet, it's your book for 2021. So your why has to be big enough to be able to stand the test of the mind. And even then, if you don't work on your mindset and find all the things that are holding you back, you will ruin your efforts every damn time. I've seen this time and time again. A client will lose 10 pounds and then feel like they should be rewarded, so they binge on pizza and candies. Why? Because one, they feel uncomfortable at this new weight that they haven't been in for so long. So the subconscious finds ways to get back to its comfort zone and familiar territory. And two, because they don't feel like they deserve the success of getting closer to their goal. They lack self-worth because of something that has happened to them in their past. They aren't rewarding their efforts, they're sabotaging them. So if you can find that why that hits you in the feels and continue to do the inner work and mindset shifting, only then will you succeed with your health goals. We make it too complicated. And we think that there's magical unicorn workouts that we don't know about and secret diets that only movie stars have access to. But we're just confused. Those are excuses. And they keep you stuck in your comfort zone. It literally is as easy as 1, move your body and increase your heart rate for at least 30 minutes a day. 2, include a combination of resistance training and cardiovascular exercise. 3, walk a minimum of 30 minutes a day on top of 1 and 2. 4, eat a diet that is colorful, not based around calories. 5, whole fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, lean fish, and meat. If you have to think about whether it's healthy or not, it probably isn't. 6, adopt an 80-20 rule. 80% nourishing foods for your body, 20% nourishing for the mind. Yes, you can eat bread. Just don't eat it every day and don't eat the whole loaf. 7, drink water like you've been living in a desert for a year. The byproducts of fat breakdown move into the lymphatic system and are flushed out of the body with water. Get those fat toxins out of the body and drink half your weight in water every day. Stop weighing yourself is number 8, especially when you're feeling heavy. Weighing yourself is a form of sabotage. If you've lost weight, you run the risk of rewarding yourself. If you've gained weight, you run the risk of, screw this, what's the point, binge session. Number 9, sleep. This really should be number 1. 1 in 3 Americans don't get enough sleep. Just get 7 to 9 hours. Don't argue with it. Just do it. Find a way. Put yourself as a priority. If you really don't know why you should get enough sleep, please Google Why do I need sleep? And you will be bombarded with articles and science and research, okay? I don't know how people function consistently with lack of sleep. I know what it feels like to be high functioning, high performing, and running at my absolute best. I know that I'm more creative, strategic, patient, calm, excited, and am of much better service to everyone around me. When you are more pleasant of a person to be around because your self-care routine is solid and priority one, then it trickles through your business or your career and out into the community. Let's say you've been running yourself ragged and you come into work because you didn't do what Jem told you to do and breathe for 3 seconds, and you're moody and you're running in reactive mode, your energy is low, your frequency waves are chaotic, and then your employee or coworker asks you something and you snap. And now you've lowered their frequency, and then a client goes up to them and asks them for help, and they snap at the client or customer. Then the customer is annoyed and doesn't buy your product or service and storms out and snaps at their spouse later, who then snaps at the person on the phone, and you just ruined Grandma Betty's day in the next state. But you also lost a sale. Now, this is just an example, but you can see how energy is contagious, whether it be good or bad. Now, what that saying means, energy is contagious, is that the frequency attracts like frequency. I am a super high energy person, and I've been told in the past that you're a lot and we're just not like you. Correct. Those people vibed much lower than me, so my waves didn't sync with theirs. It actually repelled them. But because the goal should always be to be a higher vibing person, in my scenario, I was able to walk away from them and say, your loss. But you don't want to repel in your business just because you forgot to meditate. Step 1 in the GEM method, which is my system that I use to help my business clients increase cash flow, scale their business, and have their life and business align, is self. Everything we've talked about and deeper. We must get into the self before we get into your business, because you can see how it can really jack things up if you don't. Step 2 is envision. What does your life look like in 12 months, 5 years, 10 years? What is the lifestyle you want to create? Who are you surrounded by? What are you wearing? What do you look like? Are you traveling? Where do you live? And then envision what your business looks like and how it's supporting the lifestyle you want. You make your business or career work for you, not the other way around. Step 3 is strategy. You have your goals laid out. So how do you get there? What are the steps? What's the plan? Do you have a sturdy foundation? What is needed to support your mission? How do you get it? Do you have a team? Do you need a bigger team? What are your offers? What are your challenges? How much time are you putting in? We have to reverse engineer your goals, and we've got to figure out how to get there. Now, step 4 is execute. If you don't have an accountability buddy in your career or business, this step can be the most challenging because we procrastinate, we make excuses, we let fear overcome us, we don't know where we'll find the time. All of these things are hard to figure out in your own head because it's you that's holding you back. Sometimes we don't execute because we don't even have a strategy, so we don't know what we're supposed to be executing. Sometimes we're stuck for ideas. Therefore, there's no strategy and definitely no execution. It completely changes your life and business when you have someone backing your execution. Step 5 is evaluate. Is everything working? What's not working? Why isn't it working? What are the stats and analytics? Is this still something I want to do? Is there another way? Evaluation is the most important step that so many people leave out of their business and career. We get stuck in the day-to-day running of things, and we get stuck inside the business when we really need to be stepping outside and looking at the facts and taking responsibility. When we're too in the business, we can let fear overcome us if we don't have support. When the market contracts, we contract with it in this instance. But opportunity doesn't move. So when the market contracts, like in 2020, it actually provided a space of opportunity that you can expand into. It appears like there's even more. And when there is a contracting market and people see you expanding in it and addressing current pain points for people, what do you think is going to happen? They'll come to you. People look around at what everyone else is doing and they can fall into the trap of scarcity and fear-based decisions, like everyone around them. What you focus on, you're going to get. But you are not that person because you have a bulletproof mindset, right? When you have a need for cash flow, you want to invest in what is going to help you get it sooner rather than later. Because the longer you wait, the tighter things become, and then you'll truly have nothing left to get you out of the hole. The longer you sit in flight, fight, or freeze, the harder it is to turn things around. It'll feel scary to invest and expand when everyone else around you is contracting, but we're in a predictable market. COVID is a predictable uncertainty, as it will come to an end here soon, shortly, and everything will go back to normal. So what is your biggest challenge in your business right now? What do you need to make 2021 your best year yet? More cash flow? More time? More ideas? Bigger team? Help? And what is going to help you solve those problems? Have you invested in the solution to your problem yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Wealth is waiting for you.